everybody, and welcome to Eminence TV Live, our weekly rundown of tournament CEDH and what's going on in the CEDH community. I'm Scoots, and as always, I am joined by the inimitable, the amazing, the extremely handsome Jamaican dude. Say hi, Ashani.
Hello.
He's from Playing with Power, and I am forced to say that because of the contract. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Moxfield and the Epic Storm, without whom this would not be nearly so amazing. If you're enjoying Eminence content and would like to see more, please consider subscribing here on Twitch. If you have Amazon Prime Music, you can subscribe, to one channel a month for free, and we'd love if you consider using that on us. Another fun thing that you can do very soon is a special thing. We've gotten rid of our Patreon. Look for Eminence memberships coming up very soon. EDH.events is in beta, but aims to catalog all CEDH and EDH events tied to Command Tower. Eminence profiles also exist. They are competitive player profiles that list your wins and loss ratios based on any event you've participated in that was ran through the Command Tower software. Both of those tools are an excellent reason to start using Command Tower for your local tournaments today. And you can find more about that at eminence.events, or you can go to EDH.events to find local events near you using the Command Tower software. You might want to do that because, as Command Tower is live for shops and TOs globally to use, we have shop partnerships are live. Shop partnerships are live. The shop partners sponsor a player or players in the main Eminence events. Shops purchase their entry and hold a CEDH event at their shop, with the winner getting the sponsored ticket to Silicon Dynasty, for example, which just passed. So now the shops would be doing invitationals or tournaments for entry to maybe Punt City 2, which is March 24th through the 26th in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, or the Cookout, July 28th through 30th in Atlanta, Georgia, or Windmill Slam, September 23rd, 25th through 25th, back in sunny San Jose, California. I hope to make it to all three of those this year, but we will see what happens. I'd love to see your smiling faces there. Ashani, how the heck are you, buddy?
Another beautiful day hanging out with the best guy in the business, Scoots.
Okay, all right. The best guy in the business and me?
And no, you are the best guy.
Okay.
No, but I get it. I said hanging with. Come on now, Scott. Come on.
I'm the best guy in the business.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you. That's very nice of you. To everyone out there right now, we are gonna have a fun time tonight, because one of the things that I don't think we talk enough here about on here enough is the people involved in the Eminence team. I think that we have the highest caliber of people involved with this team, from the leadership all the way down to us lowly casters on the boot of the team. And one person that I think doesn't get nearly enough hype is my co-host, the Jamaican dude, aka Ashani from Playing with Power. And tonight, I realized that my camera has turned itself off. 1 second. It's I'm on it. 1 second. Hello, camera. Oh boy, it's that kind of night, folks. My camera has turned itself off. I think maybe it overheated. Now it's back on. Perfect. Okay. One thing that I don't think gets enough credit is one person I don't think gets enough credit is the hello everybody. I'm here now. Sorry about that. My camera was apparently malfunctioning, but here we are. One person that I don't think gets enough credit on the staff is my co-host, Ashani, the Jamaican dude. And from running down the show notes every week to finding our fun thing to talk about on the CEDH subreddit to asking the hardest hitting questions in the entire world in the interview portions, Ashani is a consummate professional and also a heck of a Magic player. And tonight, I wanted to highlight both of those things. Ashani, we had a invitational private CEDH tournament among some of the invitational among some of the top players in the format, and also Rocket Man. And
Hmm. Okay.
I thought that it would be very interesting to point out one thing. Ashani, can you tell me who the winner of that tournament was that happened this
Um,
weekend?
the winner of the tournament was Scoots, because
No.
he's always a winner in
No,
my heart.
I O2 dropped, actually. Thank you. Uh, the winner of the tournament was the Jamaican dude, ever humble and ever unwilling to put himself on a pedestal. The Jamaican dude won the tournament. What deck did you play, Sean? I need you to just come out on stream and say it out loud.
This was the plan, the whole idea.
It
This
wasn't
was
not.
okay.
It wasn't
This
not the
was the
plan.
idea
Uh huh.
for me to publicly say I won a tournament
Uh huh.
with Wrong Side. That
Oh,
was that the idea?
it's
But
not the idea, Sean. It's part of
oh
the
my
idea.
goodness. You know, when I made it to the top 16, I said to myself, I don't need to win or make it to top 4, because if I do, someone or our sponsor is gonna be in the chat saying, I'm a hater of the deck. I'm a closet player. I'm a closet player of Wrong Side. And I just got lucky. It was a fluke. It was a fluke, Scott.
Oh,
It was
okay.
a fluke. It happened. I don't know how it happened. I was playing against top 16 winners. I was playing against a bunch of people, the cream of the crop, some might say. And I got lucky. I got lucky. That's all I can say.
Well, Ashani, I think you're being humble, and I think you're downplaying how good of a player you are. And I think that in dropping Dorks and Pattern of Rebirth, you finally found your stride and your
Oh,
ability
we're
to
leaning
win
into it.
a
Okay.
tournament. Yeah.
We're leaning
Uh,
into it. Yeah. I mean, I still believe in my dorks, but I haven't touched my dorks in a while. That is
hmm.
very true there, Scott. I
Well,
did I did try though. I did try.
a couple things. One thing that I really wanted to do is I wanted to talk about your tournament experience. I wanted I wanted to point out to the chat that one of the things about CEDH casters is that they have to have a large breadth of knowledge on the format. And Ashani is maybe one of the best color commentators in the business as far as CEDH goes. Where I'm more of a play-by-play guy, I rely on Ashani to be like, oh, this is the line this person is about to take, and here's what's going to happen. And he can, without fail, ferret out a line almost every time and think 3 steps ahead of me. So one of the things that I wanted to highlight was, Ashani, do you feel like your experience seeing hundreds of CEDH games and playing thousands of CEDH games, do you think that your casting experience helped you at all with your victory over the weekend?
You know what has helped me over this time of me playing Magic is playing with good friends. Back from when I started to where I am now, playing with good people. Um, Started from when I just started. As you can see, Scott and I have been here. Scott has been my day one friend from into the community, and we have played many games, butt many of heads, and we're here now, and that's what made me the player I am today. Maybe finally winning a tournament in secrecy. So we're not gonna really count it though.
I mean,
Um, it was
I've
a
just
secret. It
revealed
was
to
a
the
secret.
world that it happened, so it does
Yeah,
count, right?
I guess, but no, definitely played over the years. Definitely playing a lot of different decks. Um, I think that definitely gives you, as you said, a wide knowledge pool of what the format is doing, and that's, I won't say gives me an edge, because sometimes you get into your own head and you think you know it all and you don't, and that's how you can also lose games, because you think you're overconfident. But yeah, I I I like it. I think I see most things. I would say that.
Mhm. Ashani, one of the things that I think contributed to your success yesterday was just how fast you got out of the gate in both occasions. I had the pleasure of playing against you in game one, and we had, I think, nearly identical hands that we
Yeah,
kept because I had defense grid into Bergie, and then you countered my defense grid and then played your own defense grid into Bergie or Harnfeld, the backside of Bergie.
yeah.
Um, what?
And and the full story here for everyone there. Scott's Bergie Hardfeld failed him. It failed him miserably.
It was real bad.
Uh,
I think
it
it was
was
12
real bad.
cards, and I saw nothing good.
Nothing. Yeah, like it wasn't. It. I didn't deserve that game. I did. I tried to make some mind games in the beginning, and then I went to like, oh, what is graveyard count? And then Scott bounced my mana crypt due to me revealing information, which was brutal. Some auto war my mana crypt because I could have cast a beam betrayal that would be pretty hot, but instead I went for a dark side. The dark side made a billion as usual, but no, it was that game. From that game, I was like, okay, I'm running hot. That's all that is. I'm just better lucky than good.
Sometimes it's your day.
Yeah, so exactly. You know, as Drake likes to say to me sometimes, it's just a numbers game. Some days you go 0-2 and drop, and some day you don't drop again. And that was one of those days for me.
So during this tournament, for me, I had that brutal beat to you, and then my next game, it was there was me going last, and in second seat it was a turn 1 Lavinia, and then third seat was a turn 1 Draenith Magistrate.
Oh my
And
goodness.
it just was not my day. But
What was that one? Winona and what?
it was oh yeah, it was Winota and Timna Malcolm. The Lavinia out of the Timna Malcolm player.
Really?
Yeah, it was brutal. It was backbreaking.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know they played Lavinia.
I also
And
learned
Esper
yesterday.
Malcolm?
Yeah, and I don't know if everyone plays Lavinia, but I know that this player did.
That's okay. That's fair. That's
I
fair.
also learned yesterday that Phyrexian mana doesn't count as having paid mana for Lavinia's ability, I guess. So Gitaxian Probe gets countered by Lavinia if you pay with 2 life, I guess, because technically you haven't paid mana, but
because you didn't pay mana.
Mythics
Okay.
Gaming remembers that game. Yeah, Fonzie was in that game, won with Crick. After I made a desperation heave, and then he got every single draw. Everything worked out exactly the way that it had to for him. It was
Fonzie on Crick is like a magical ride. When I say that man plays attack, it's like, how do you have it all the time? That's okay.
So this man, I think drew Sheoldred, the Whispering Apocalypse or whatever it is, the new Sheoldred, and then in order to remove the Rest in Peace from the game, cast a Peer into the Abyss targeting the Winota player, and made them draw half their library and die to Sheoldred pinging them down.
Holy crap, that's hot.
Yeah, that's how we remove the Rest in Peace.
That's pretty hot.
Yeah, it was wild. But this is not about Fonzie. This is about Ashani. Ashani, you played more games without me. Can you tell me about your game 2 at all?
Game 2. I don't remember. What was my game 2? Let's try to recall.
Fonzie in the chat saying nothing compared to your Rogsai hands. Sadly, you were on fire.
No, it was
Clap emoji.
I think wrong. It was. Oh no, my game 2 was versus Mimo on Najila. I played Mimo twice in that tournament. I think it was Mimo on Najila. I don't remember who was sitting in third. I don't think that was a Scipio game. But third and fourth was either no, was it? Maybe I don't remember what it was, but it was a turn one fish into a turn two wheel.
For you?
Yeah, it was just a turn one fish, drew me some cards, and maybe it was either a wheel into bonkers or yeah, it was a wheel into bonkers. Yeah. And then my game, yeah, bonkers. I don't know how I
Oh, you
ended
just
up
had a
winning
good
the
hand.
game.
You wheeled
I
into a
just had
good
a good
hand. Got
hand.
it.
Yeah. And then the turn three was game three was kind of was funny for me because it was I think our game four was against Scipio, young Scipio and Hoki. And I think Fonzie was in that game. And I had turn one ad nauseum going first.
Yeah.
With Dark Ritual Mana Crypt with the land. And I always said to myself, every time I have these broken hands, Scipio has a mind break trap for me.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy who always has a mind break trap or some free interaction to
him
blow
and
me
Kai
up.
both.
Him and Kai, yeah, him and Kai, or it's the same thing I like to say about Connor. Every time Connor has a turn one, turn two in his hand, no matter what deck he's playing.
There's a mind break.
So I had the Gitaxian probe in the starting 7 or the 7 I kept, and I was like, I'm not gonna go for it. I'm just gonna probe skip and see if he has it, and he had the Force of Negation plus blue card. And I was like, oh, of course you do. And I got salty, but I'm like, no, it's a force egg. I can just play around it. So I just pass the turn, play the land crypt, pass, and then on his turn,
Naz on
in
his
response,
turn.
those Naz on his turn, hoping Crick is not gonna have anything because it's mono black. So I have to hope that Hulky doesn't have anything. He multi 4 didn't have anything, and the rest was pretty much history. And the game, as we watched the finals was, I mean, Aura was ready to. She needed to go to practice, so they just fed the fish. And I mean, I drew well. Naturally, I think I could have went for a turn one, because I had lined Mana Crypt, Lion's Eye Diamond, Arcane Signet, DT with Brain Freeze in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I could have just DT cracked the LED for Underworld Breach, and then have the mana left over to cast the Brain Freeze for win. But instead I just played Mystic more, drew more cards, and then went for it on my turn.
Good.
So yeah. It was just me. The deck ran hot.
Yeah. Well, do you think that playing Brogside, do you think you would have been hot on any other deck, or do you think that it was because you had a deck with extreme card velocity that you decided that you did so well yesterday?
I won't say that. I mean, I've definitely made some changes to it. Like I'm on Deluge and a Braid.
How dare you?
Yeah, so I'm like that I kind of increased the removal. I didn't see those removal. I just saw the core of the deck, so those didn't really matter. But I won't. I don't know. I will say the deck, the cards drew well. I will always say it's one of the best wheel decks. I don't think it gnaws as well. I still stand firm on that. There's so many 3 drops. You eventually win the game. But like for Nas decks, I don't think Nas is the best of all the nauseum decks I ever picked up.
A quote I saw the other day is that most people who play Turbo Ad Nauseum decks would be benefited to play it as a Turbo Underworld Breach deck and have Ad Nauseum as a thing to fuel that. How do you feel about that statement? You agree?
I don't like. I think Blue Farm is more of a turbo breach deck. And the same thing can be said about Grixis enchantments. Wrong side. But I think it's more of a, truthfully, I think it's more of a turbo wheel deck.
Grixis enchantments.
Yeah, yeah.
You friggin'
It's
nerd.
all the best. It's best enchantments in the game in Grixis, bro. We're not playing Rock Side. We're playing Grixis enchantments.
The best enchantments in the game and Necropotence.
And Necropotence. I mean, Necro is good. Necro is just not good on turn one.
Yeah. That's so. So you ended up. What was your overall record?
My overall record was I drew. I think I drew pod. What was it? I didn't lose a game. I drew once. So however that says,
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So it's like 4-0-1. I think would be what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You drew one game.
I did the game we drew. I did lose a game that didn't count to Eric because Eric is the optimal player anyways. Yeah. So yeah, Eric is just better than me. It doesn't matter what deck Eric is playing. He was playing Dark Side, and I always think if I'm in a pod with Eric, and he's just gonna beat me with Dark Side.
Yeah, Eric is
that's just gonna happen.
Very good Magic player.
Yeah,
Eric Flunty Golem on
Flunty Golem. Yeah, so I did lose to Eric. So Eric did, not officially on the records.
Was that a for fun game?
Yeah, we drew. I ID'd and then we played for fun.
Oh, you ID'd. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's fun. I enjoyed it. I know at the Playing with Power tournament, Mox Masters 2 weekends ago, we ended up casting an ID round unknowingly, but they had ID'd and we watched the. Snusky is saying technically it was a draw, but that's for judges. We don't know about these things.
Yeah.
So, Ashani, that tournament aside, you are a fairly accomplished Magic player through the years. Accomplished. Okay. You're known as a very good Magic player. I think you have.
I'm known as a Salt Lord, but continue. Thank you for the kind words.
You are known as a Salt Lord, but you're known as a very good Magic player, and your skill as a Magic player and your ability to be analytical and positive got you a slot on, I think, the largest CEDH content creation team in the space. Playing with Power. Shawnee, as part of Playing with Power, you do the podcast and some other things. Do you think that your time with Playing with Power has benefited your play skill?
Yes. It benefited me socially. Okay. I think learning not to be as abrasive as I used to be is a really big thing. That the Play with Power team taught me. Definitely being. Yeah, I think that was pretty much it. I'm not as gaslighty as I used to be. I'm definitely I'll definitely think about how others feelings a little more.
All right.
And yeah, I definitely think so. I do lose the most games played, like recorded games I'm playing with Power. I know win a lot.
Is it because you play really awful decks?
That's not here or there, Scott.
Well, like Ashani.
I
have to go with the meme here.
I'm not playing the strongest decks. Okay, yes.
Do any of them?
I might be forcing Shurikai to win a game. I might be.
Do any of them contain Toss's Oracle and Demonic Consultation?
No.
Oh, no, no, and so you lose the most?
Actually, one did, but it was also play Pattern of Rebirth. So does that count?
According to
Bro, I can't
MTG,
even.
the Epic Storm in the chat, Ashani is in the Rock Ball now. Pattern of Rebirth is dead. Long live Silas.
Oh,
Uh,
oh my goodness. Yes, that it exists. It exists. The secret society is real. I didn't know it was real, but when I finally got recognized as a Rock Cabal player, I was invited to
wow.
the true Cabal. And yeah, for whoever is listening out there, it has been a badge of honor, I guess. Oh my goodness. I'll still be roasting it. They're still not the best deck, so that's
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I mean,
Absolutely.
you still
After
play green sometimes, so like you're not fully
Scott,
indoctrinated, but
God, I need a green deck in my life, bro. I can't find one.
have you thought about Yisan again? Just run it back.
Scott, Corval feels bad right now.
Yeah,
You know how hard that
just run back
is
Yisan,
to say?
Sean.
Oh
Just run
my
back
goodness.
Yisan, but it's
It's
fine.
okay. I can't find a playable green deck. It's rough out here, Scott.
Play Varolz. Play Varolz again.
And do what?
Hulk,
Watch
baby.
watch the world burn and
Yeah.
lose games? Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna lose.
Exactly. Exactly. Is that I've realized something. Like I think when I went 03, 03 draw from Chaos Tournament, and I'm like, dude, I think when it comes to tournaments, if I'm gonna spend 10 plus hours of my life to win something,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna play a meme deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I came to. I realized I'm like, I'm just not gonna play a meme deck. If I'm going to win, I'm going to win.
Yeah.
I can play the meme decks all the time when I'm playing with friends.
When you're not on the clock, basically.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm like, if I'm on the clock and then like at the same time when you're playing with friends, I'm like, if you don't like losing, then maybe. I've lost to Snooskate today. I'm playing some Legacy because 60 cards is fun. And I am currently on an 07 losing streak.
Wow. Wow. So, Sean, outside of CEDH, you said you play some Legacy. I know you play some Modern. Green Tron, I think, was your Modern deck.
Green Sean, Tron, and Blue Black Shadow.
Did you buy the new Urza land art, or are you using old ones?
I'm poor Scottson now.
So you're not using either of the Urza lands? Okay.
Yeah.
How do you play Tron without them?
I don't, because I haven't played Tron in so long.
Okay. But Blue Black Shadow now?
Yeah.
Are you
I mean,
winning?
it's if I know how to count, yeah. If I remember how math works and combat math works, yeah.
What kind of math? Tell us what you need to execute for Blue Black Shadow.
Oh, the shadow math, Scott. The shadow
just
math.
counting the 13, huh?
Just counting the 13,
Yeah.
and sometimes, fetch plus shock equals player can die, or lightning bolting yourself in the Grixis shows. Maybe a early Soft Seas before combat.
Okay.
Little sequencing like that.
Yeah.
It's so I don't know. I think 60 cards is harder than EDH. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So that's an interesting thing to say. I don't I don't know what the skill comparison is between the two. I think that they have like transferable skill sets.
They do. They do. And like I guess some people would say because you're playing against more players, the difficulty level goes up, which that is true. But the poker aspect of it goes up so much more.
Mm-hmm.
I think the bluffing, the mind games, all of that comes into play.
Yeah.
And that's where I enjoy the game a lot more than 60 cards.
I
But
think
on like technicality and mechanical of it, I think if I do want to like master that part of it.
Snusky in the chat says the lack of politics in 60 cards versus one makes it very different from CEDH.
Yes,
I
agree with that.
The politics game ends up being a pretty large part of the CEDH game. I know that there are people who would say politics don't matter and you should just be quiet and play your spells, but I think eventually your image kind of degrades when you don't do that, and you do need to eventually take part in the political game, whereas in 1v1 just keeping your head down and playing your spells is in fact a good thing. Like I play some vintage, that is the 60 card format that I enjoy, and because I can play dredge in vintage with 4 bazaars, and
pretty fun, pretty fun.
I do enjoy the well, I don't cast any spells, but I do enjoy the just do your thing in vintage and never tell the other, never give away information, never let them know what you're thinking. But I think I prefer the social aspect of competitive EDH to 60 card Magic. So I don't know. Maybe it's
so here's the thing. Here's a hot take I have for you, Scott. What if 60 card players were as social as EDH players?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that just make for better Magic?
Probably.
Exactly.
Probably more fun all around.
That would be more fun all around. I think that was my thing that I once said about tournament grinders, that they weren't really social about when you're playing the game. It's very, very cutthroat, and I think you can still play like that, but I think you can be social and fun about it. I don't think you need to be like, yo, give me your lunch money kind of play style, right?
I saw a tweet over the weekend that was someone saying that they got a win on their tournament record because they refused to play a game to determine, like a silly little game to determine who went first, and they wanted to roll dice. The person apparently presented them 2 cards and said, point to the creature, and to determine who goes first. And if they got the creature, they went first, and if they didn't get the creature, that the other person went first. And the person said, no, I'd rather just roll dice. And the guy said, okay, fine, and then got up and left the game. I think being willing to do silly little things like point to the creature or just have like a silly little game that isn't rolling 2d6 before the game goes a long way towards improving your social appearance, especially in 60 card games. And I think that there is room for that to make the game more fun. I think it's a game. It's supposed to be fun. Winning is fun. Being ultra competitive is very fun. But yeah. What do we have in the chat? I will in fact take Ashani's lunch money, says MTG the Epic Storm.
I believe you. I believe that you will. You have to work for it, but I believe you will.
Hipster Mafia says, I don't know, calling your opponent a scrub and telling them to get good is a social interaction. Chris131322, first name lots of numbers, says 1v1 grinders are some of the most unfun people to be around in a tournament setting. And you know what? Maybe in a 1v1 tournament that might hold true, but I find that the 1v1 grinders who play CEDH are just as keen to laugh at a fart joke as the next person. So
yeah, when they get out, I was also of that aspect, and meeting some of those 60 card like top player tournament grinders, winners of tournaments, they're definitely fun people to hang around, but you can definitely see that side of them when you sit at a table and you're like, oh, okay. There's business and then there's just, hey, we're here to just shoot the shit. And it definitely comes out. But hey, be friendlier, Epic Storm or a sponsor. Be nicer.
Okay, the Epic Storm pulling their sponsorship dollars out of the program as we speak.
Be nicer. Change the stigma against tournament grinders. We all can be nice.
Ashani, that's a great thought, but I have a question for you, and it's important. Outside of Magic the Gathering, what would you say is the thing that's making you the most excited these days? Is it losing the bots on Fortnite or
Oh my goodness gracious.
uh beating in Overwatch 2 or like what's your big thing these days?
We're just gonna go like that, Scott. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Um,
My bad.
feeding in Overwatch 2, definitely fun. Um, trying not to feed as much, but we're learning slowly but surely. Um, oh my
chopping,
goodness.
chopping pork chops with a dull knife?
Oh, whatever. I'm not looking forward to that. No.
Running
I,
away from mice? We've got lots of different
we
options,
got.
right?
Whoa, wow.
We
Yeah,
got so many
there's a lot.
options.
There's a lot. This is what happens when you spend too much time with people on the internet. Too.
I I didn't
But
mean to
what am
start
I?
several shots at you, but yeah, what are you finding exciting? What are you doing for fun? What are you finding exciting outside of Magic?
Um, mushroom hunting.
Mushroom hunting? Even
Yes.
taking the dogs mushroom hunting or
Have been, yeah, just going through some. I don't know if I can say this, but I've been doing some um a different. I don't know how. Okay.
a different what?
Huh? I'm just doing some different people stuff right now, Scott. Different
Ooh.
culture stuff. Different culture.
Oh,
Been
you're getting into your redneck Appalachie mode right now.
yes, by Caucasian mode. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Been going doing some mushroom hunting.
You know,
And then
Snusky, notably English as a second language, Snusky in the chat, did point out that the word for that is foraging.
thank you, foraging. Okay, okay. Yes, I've been doing some of that. That's been exciting actually.
What kind of
Haven't
mushrooms?
found the coolest thing we found was not chicken of the woods, but a variant of the chicken of the woods, the expensive one.
Like
I
oyster
don't remember.
mushrooms? Like
Oyster mushroom?
oyster mushrooms?
No. It's like on the bottom of it is very white
Huh.
and it's very spongy. I don't remember what it is. My stepdaughter is like a mushroom fanatic. We're trying to find the holy grail of mushrooms.
Chanterelles or
Yes, that's
yeah,
what we're trying to find. They're
chanterelles or
not,
morels.
they're
Yeah,
not, they're not really popular on this of the on the
on
east
this
side.
coast. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I've tried to find those, and maybe one day we will find something that's worth something. But we've been cooking the one that is not, the non-poisonous one, and just tasting it, and they've been cool.
You gotta,
They've
you
been
gotta, you gotta train the dogs. You gotta train the dogs to find chanterelles for you.
that would be cool. I guess I could do that. But yeah, that's been cool. I am planning on going duck hunting. I don't know how that's gonna go down,
Okay, all
but
right.
that's going to be an interesting thing to do. But yeah, I'm tapping into the redneck side. See how that
Wow,
goes.
you're really unleashing your Appalachian side. I like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See how that goes.
Let's see. Hamster Mafia says you have to go to areas there's been fires to find chanterelles, and that they go hunting. They go hunting for chanterelles after fire season where they live.
Yeah, I think also. I believe where lightning has, if you fall somewhere like lightning hit it struck in the deep, um, don't really have a forest here, but the shrubs, maybe you'll find them there too. But yeah,
You have a forest in that state, I think, right? You have
yeah, in
forests. Yeah.
Illinois, in Metro, yeah,
Yeah.
Metropolis. Yeah, but that's been the coolest thing
That's fun.
I've been doing.
That's really cool. Um Ashani, another thing that people might not know about you is you have a lot of dogs. What kind of dogs
I
do you have?
do. I have American bullies.
And what are their names? Because they're all really good.
Oh my goodness. They're a fruit basket. I have a banana, a kiwi, a apple, grape,
Okay.
and that's it for the banana. Sorry, forgot the
Which one
bananas.
has the diabetes?
Hooch,
Hooch.
hooch.
That's not a fruit at all.
No, that was my first doggy. He was a rescue from a very bad situation.
He was? Is he gone?
Yeah.
Did
No,
Hooch die?
no.
Okay,
That
all
would
right.
be
You're speaking in the
he
past tense.
well, he was in a bad situation.
Yeah.
Um no, but he's diabetic now, and that's fine.
You know,
But
one of the things that I actually have been holding against you for all this time is you just would not let me see your dog at Punt City. You brought him with
no,
you,
no.
and you
No,
just would not
you
let me
left.
see your dog.
Okay, all right. This is. I know this was gonna happen. You left, Scott.
I did not.
You left. I said.
I was in Phoenixville until like 6 p.m.
I said to Scott, "Hey, I need to show you my puppy." And Scott was like,
No,
"Okay."
I have the
And then
logs. He's saying these things out loud because he threw his phone into the Mississippi River after this happened. So he can't. So he doesn't have the receipts, but I do actually.
Okay,
Have
so
the
we're
receipts.
today. Today's just roast Sean. Okay, that's fair. Yes, it did.
No,
Did
we're
fall
not.
down.
We're not roasting you. I'm just letting you know that I still want to see your dog.
It will happen.
Okay.
And we had bananas. Everyone met banana, but Scott didn't want to be banana.
I was not there, I don't think.
We were across the room from each other, Scott.
Ashani held a force of negation and let me so the dog question was all along kind of call him out for losing his phone. Maybe. Martin? Maybe. Samster Mafia says Ashani held a force of negation, let me cast Doomsday and then Final Fortune and lost. That does seem like Ashani's modus operandi, if I'm being honest. It does seem like something he would do. Because someone else had something, obviously, and Ashani was just waiting until they used it, and then they never did because they decided that they would also lose. That sounds like exactly what would happen. We're past the magic portion of the program. We are now talking to Ashani about his everyday life. So, Ashani, you are how do I put it?
Ooh, how do you put it? That's a strong way to start. Okay.
You are not native to the American continent. You're not from the U.S. initially. You are obviously
No.
the Jamaican dude. What has been your largest piece of culture shock since you've come here? However long ago it was. It was a long time ago, but what's been your largest piece of culture shock?
Burgers.
Burgers? Expound.
We didn't have, or at least from where I was, we didn't really have fast food. In the island, and yeah, it was burgers and pizzas. That was absolutely shocking. And hence we are the way we are now because of finding out of burgers and pizzas.
I feel that. I feel that very deeply. I actually had a pizza burger recently, so that was very American.
Ooh, pizza burger, okay.
Yeah, at Wendy's they've got like it's got like a big ring of fried mozzarella cheese on it, and then a bunch of tomato sauce. It's on like a garlicky bun. It's very American, but it's very, very good.
I saw a donut burger recently, and I was like,
the Luther.
That just feels so wrong in so many ways.
Popularized by what is the comic? What is the comic that then became a Cartoon Network show?
No idea.
The Boondocks. The Boondocks. Luther was on the
Oh yeah,
Boondocks.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
on
yeah,
Boondocks. Yeah, that's
yeah.
true. That's true. I'm
Uh,
a Boondocks fan. Yeah.
Hamster Mafia has a very good question. Ashani, do you miss seasoned chicken? Because we don't have that here.
We do have season
Yeah,
chicken.
Ashani lives in the South,
I'm living in South,
which
concerned.
is
That's
where there is. The
uh,
South is where I heard one of my favorite terms that I still use to this day. If you ain't sneezing, it ain't seasoned.
I mean, that's pretty good. But
Yeah.
no, definitely. Or chicken, fried chicken here, as long as some old lady or I mean, if they get the holy deal of the old black lady, that is
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah. If
absolutely great.
you can find a
Get my
chicken joint with
grandmom,
like,
yeah,
yeah, one person's first name on it, like Ethel's or
absolutely.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That is
Charlie's Chicken Shop or Charlie's or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
no, no,
Um
absolutely.
yeah. Snusky says you've indeed discovered salt there. Ashani's living proof of that. Yes. Uh
Wow, wow,
Martin is
wow.
going after you today.
Man.
So I'd like to in the effort to not let Martin go after you any longer, I'd like to put you in the hot seat for the breakdown at the end of the show, and I just have a few very important questions for you. Number 1, what is the best flavor of Jolly Rancher?
Scott, I'm gonna be honest with you. I never had a Jolly Rancher.
Okay.
I took a second. I never had one, so I don't know.
What is the best flavor of Starburst? You've never had a Starburst, have you?
I'm a Skittles guy.
Okay, Sean, what color is the best Skittle?
Red.
The red ones. What do those taste like? Skittles. They taste like Skittles.
Okay, Scott.
Do they have
Whatever.
a fruit flavor? Or do they just taste like red?
No. What does red taste like? I'm
I
so confused.
I don't know. What
Okay,
do red Skittles taste like?
Skittles,
And
fruity
they just taste
and
like Skittles.
greatness,
Okay.
and a bunch of sugar in your mouth. That's what Skittles is.
Sean, what's your favorite soda? Or excuse me,
Ooh,
from where you're from, what's your favorite Coke?
that's rude.
You're
So
not from
rude.
that part of the South,
No,
but
no, that's that part of the song, but I get you.
what's your favorite soda?
Favorite soda. I do like cream soda. What is my no, that's a lie. My favorite soda is the Cool Cat. I don't know if you've ever seen it in like Caribbean stores, but it's like a cat. It's D&G. It's a
Okay.
cat with like glasses on it. Yeah,
I've
that's
never seen it.
anything with glass bottles. Like yeah,
Do you like
but
a
D&G.
Jarritos or a? Or it's a Mexican brand of soda.
No, Scott. I'm not that fancy.
MTG The Epic Storm has fired off a hot take that Utica Club is gross. It's not a particularly hot take, Bryant. It's not actually. It's very cheap beer. It's like $6 a 6 pack. So it's
On the beer aspect, I am trying to like become a
a,
beer snob.
oh, you are
Uh,
okay. So
I'm
how many
trying to, but
IPAs do you drink before you pray at
no,
night?
I think those are pretty gross. The
Okay.
IPAs. I am in the fruity stage. I do like Steel Reserves. Um, that's where
Okay,
I'm at the moment.
that's not a beer snob thing. I'll tell you that much. But
No, I'm not a beer snob. I'm saying exactly. We're starting at the low level here, Scott. I'm
okay,
not talking about like, oh, we can taste whatever strand of whatever that is. No, I'm
I
talking about we're talking about fruity beer right now.
I agree that Ashani would like a nice sour, a framboise perhaps, just a raspberry sour. Those are really good. But yeah, Hamster Mafia correctly pointing out that you cannot be a true beer snob if you don't consistently talk about IPAs. Constantly, excuse me, so.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But yes, I do enjoy. I guess I enjoy the fruity beer. I do enjoy some. My wife's think they taste like urine, but hey, um,
I don't, yeah.
but Miller Lite, not Miller Lights, but the Bud Light stuff.
Yeah, light beer's fine. MTD the Epic Storm, I really feel that. That's where I'm at. I drink like 2-3 times a year. Hashtag old, says the Epic Storm. Yeah, that's where I'm at too. The last time I drank heavily was years ago at this
What
point.
do you call it heavily? Are we just like you don't? You have a beer like every weekend, though, right?
Well, I'm just saying.
We're not talking about stone drunk. I think you're not that old. Let's calm down, Scott.
I'm 34.
Oh, whatever. You're still drinking a beer.
I'm 1 foot in the grave, Sean. I haven't had a beer in months.
In a few hours, you mean? A beer, Scott?
I haven't had a beer in months. I haven't had a drink of alcohol in months.
I feel sorry for you. Not even okay, all right. You're a bourbon man, aren't you?
I know, and I've got all these bottles next to me, but I don't drink them anymore.
Man, wow. I remember when Scott used to drink bourbons every stream.
Mm-hmm.
And we know when he's angry because he drinks more bourbon.
I refilled the glass.
It refilled the glass and topped it off.
Yep.
We're like, oh, this is going to be a long one today. Scott is in his bourbon. Oh my goodness. Now to hear you don't drink anymore, that's rough, Scott. I'm sorry.
I'm old now, Sean. It's just how it goes. When you get old, you'll understand when you're older. when you're grown.
Well, I mean, that's when I'm grown. Okay, one day when I get up there, I'll understand. I get it, Scott.
Yeah. One day when it gets cold outside, you say your bones hurt. That you'll get it. You'll get it someday, whippersnapper. Finally, the last question for you. And I have to call an audible here because you know what my last question is, and you never give me a good answer. So here's the.
I'll do soup, so please don't do a soup thing to me.
I wasn't going to. I wasn't going to.
Awesome.
Sean, if you had to fight either a chicken every time you got into or out of your car, or one silverback gorilla one time a year, but you get a sword, which would you rather fight?
Hold on, start again?
If you had, so which would you rather fight? A chicken every time you got into or out of your car, or one silverback gorilla in a year, but you get a sword?
Every time I get in or out of the car?
Into or out of a car, you have to fight an angry rooster.
A rooster?
Yeah, it's a rooster, not a chicken, a rooster.
Ooh, the roosters can be a tad aggressive. Or a silverback? Once a year?
Once a year, a silverback.
With a sword.
But you get a sword.
So the question is, do I see the gorilla? Or am I like dropped into a
it's happening. You know it's happening.
It's happening.
It's in like a steel cage. It happens in a steel cage.
Oh, a steel cage.
Yeah, and you have some weird Bond villain like following you around, making sure that this happens.
Damn. Yo, I go in and out of a car a lot. I DoorDash. I mean, I think I'm going to take my chance with the gorilla there. I think I die. I don't think I make it.
I think you die in the first one.
I think I die.
Yeah.
I think I die. But if we get lucky, we have another year, another year to live our life.
Wow, that's beautiful. Honestly, if you think about it, the finality of your life ending, but life being worth it enough to get another year.
Exactly. That's
Which
so
you'd
great.
probably spend in the hospital recovering from fighting a silverback gorilla. But
I mean, true,
no, he's
true,
not allowed to
true.
have a sword in the car. That would not. No, you can't have a sword for the rooster. That's against the rules. You're unarmed every time because of
Yeah,
the
you don't
weird
have to
Bond
keep
villain
snapping.
proviso. Yeah.
Yeah, gonna
Uh,
keep snapping the chicken's neck.
yeah. Well, you know what the thing is? I would take the rooster because you'd have unlimited chicken. You think about it? You could end world hunger with 4,000 chickens a year.
Oh my goodness. Are you also cooking it? Or are you just gonna give it to the poor
I mean, I'll
every
cook
time you
it.
kill it?
I'll cook it.
Okay. You're gonna defeather it,
Yeah.
get it ready, and cook it.
I got a machete in the garage. I can do these things.
All right, Scott. I see. You know what?
Tree stump, chop the head off, pick the
Yeah.
feathers,
Oh my
make
goodness.
some coq au vin. Anyhow,
That is great.
Snusky says you have a dull knife, so you really need the machete. Okay,
Oh,
all right,
what? Can
enough
we
being
get off
rude,
with
enough
this
being rude,
guy,
Sir
man?
Ashani.
Listen.
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. If you would like to be on the show, please don't ask me. I'll ask you. No, but I'm kidding. If you would like to be on the show and you are a content creator or other person who has some significant opinions about the CEDH community, please send me a message on Discord, which I may or may not respond to or acknowledge has happened. Appreciate you very much. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to the new followers. MTG the Epic Storm says, I am going to defund Scoots, and you know what? That's fair. I deserve it. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. We'll see you next week. Same bat time. Same bat channel.